Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, guys. Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, hi, my name is Ikram, and we are, alhamdulillah, in Ramadan 2025. May Allah accept all our deeds this month, and may we make the most of this month. I haven't been on here for a long time. I've just been living life, alhamdulillah, working out here in Kuwait. And well, today I just wanted to do a little bit of a Ramadan reflection, Ramadan reminder, whatever the case may be. First of all, I want to tell you guys, like, I started off this month traveling, so I missed the first day of Ramadan, right? And I felt from that moment, I kind of went in a little bit of a slump. I was like, I don't feel like it's Ramadan. It is Ramadan, right? But I don't have that spiritual umph that I usually get. Last year, I was super duper hyped. And maybe because I didn't start off fasting with everyone, I felt a little bit kind of like my Iman was plateaued. And I wanted to just share some advice on how I got out of that. And maybe it's going to work for you guys too, because that's the situation I was in. And if one thing I learned on social media is I've never had an original experience. Everybody has had the same shared experience as me. I'm probably a very unoriginal human. And you guys probably are too, because it's like crazy shared experiences. And I'm like, oh my goodness, everyone's childhood was the same. Oh my goodness, everyone's life experience is almost the same. So if I'm struggling, or if I was struggling with my kind of Iman in the beginning of Ramadan, these are some tips I did. These are some things I did to help overcome that. Number one is Salah. Pray on time. Pray your Salah, but make sure you're praying it on time. Be serious about your Salah. Don't kind of take a back seat and just think, oh, I'm gonna pray Salah before the next Salah, right before. Don't delay it, because because when you are delaying it, you're delaying your barakah, you're delaying your success, you're delaying the raha and the love that's in Salah. It becomes a chore when you delay it, because you're thinking, it's always in the back of your mind, oh, I have to pray, I have to pray, I have to pray. And you're not going to enjoy it. So make sure you're praying on time when you pray, inshallah. And number two is connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through Quran. In Salah, understand what you're trying to say. You can't just read the Quran and think you're gonna have a connection, right? If you want to make a connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you need to make an effort to make that connection. That connection is not gonna come just from thin air. It needs an effort from your end. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, if my servant walks to me, I'll run to him. Meaning, if you have to initiate that connection. So kind of find a way to do better in Salah and understand what you're saying in Salah. For the longest time, I didn't know what Subhana Rabbi al-A'la, Subhana Rabbi al-Azim meant when I was praying Salah. I think I found out about that maybe in the last 4 years. And when I'm praying, I know that what it means, what the meaning is when I'm in my prayer. Surah Fatiha, I know the meaning when I'm praying and I understand. The surahs I'm reading, like these are surahs that I've memorized the translation of, so I know what they mean. And that helps in your khushu'. I know a lot of the times our brain is not really focused when we're in Salah, so we can't really make that connection in Salah. And we just are going through the motions in Salah. It kind of becomes robotic. We say Allahu Akbar, we do the Fatiha, we read a surah, we do ruku', we get up, we do sujood, we get up. There's no reflection, there's no thought. And while you're praying, you're thinking of the dunya. And it's crazy, because that's the 5-10 minutes you have to yourself to think of your akhirah, to think of your Rabb, to think of your connection with Al-A'la. And we are not taking advantage of that because we don't understand it. Like, how are you going to, right? And now more than ever, now that it's Ramadan, I feel like it's more necessary than ever for us to kind of establish that connection, inshallah. And that's what I've been doing. I've been going back to my roots, my little foundation of connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through Salah and understanding what I'm doing in Salah. And wallahi, that's helped me 1,000%. I feel so much more ready, alhamdulillah. The first week of Ramadan is already gone. So inshallah, I'm going to continue with this. I'll definitely add more, inshallah, but I just need a solid foundation. I feel like you can't really do too much if your foundation is shaky. And I feel like I've solidified it, I've re-established it, and I can add to that of what I want to do in terms of ibadah, inshallah. And that is it. Honestly, that was a really quick Ramadan reflection. If you guys are experiencing the same thing, which I'm not going to be shocked if you are, because wallahi, humans are so unoriginal, but we're all struggling in something, subhanAllah. If that's something you're struggling in, please try to take this advice. see how it works for yourself. Like, go 2 days, 3 days of doing this, and I promise you, bi'idhnillah, you're gonna feel that connection. Start with salah. I promise you, do not leave your salah. That is the most necessary thing. You can't cry about not having a connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if you're not making a connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can't have something you're not making. It's like, if I want bread and I never make bread, forget buying it, okay? Like, let's act like buying doesn't exist, money doesn't exist. If I want bread, if I want to eat bread and I don't make it, I have to be some type of delusional to think I'm gonna have bread appear from nowhere. Like, if I want that connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I need to make that connection. I've completely lost the plot if I'm not praying my salah, thinking that connection is gonna come from something else, from being a nice person, from being a good Muslim, quote unquote, saying Assalamu alaikum, being good to your parents. No, you're missing your number one, which is i'budullah, worship Allah. And then, do other good deeds. But the mandatory thing is worship. And what's the most mandatory of worships? Is salah. That's number uno for us. So let me go back again. I digress. If this has been something you've been struggling with, please take my advice. And bi'idhnillah, you will feel a change, inshallah. Thank you so much for watching this video. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'll catch you guys in another Ramadan reminder.